So this is question B13 from the Why is the Grand Canyon So Grand lab. I believe this is the last question in the in-depth section, section B. And the question's going to go something like this. Estimate how long ago blank temple was connected to a nearby piece of topography. Select the best answer in units of years ago. These are left blank because the actual locations will be given to you in Canvas when you're taking the quiz. So for example, this might say, estimate how long ago Shiva Temple was connected to the South Rim. But we will give you some coordinates to go check out in the geovisualization. So you'll go to the temple and you'll be dropped off somewhere like right here, and go to the South Rim and you'll be dropped off somewhere right here, and you will be able to see exactly where you are visually and mathematically. So you're going to have your coordinates, both the latitude and longitude, but also X and Y coordinates to show you where you are in the video game. And you're going to use those to answer this question. So for example, say you are checking out a certain temple location and you go to the coordinates that are given in the video game. And you look up at the top of your screen, you're going to go to the temple first, and you see that your XY coordinates are 25,300 and your Y coordinate is 14,280. X and Y. So you got that, and then you're going to go to your South Rim location, and you're going to say, all right, look at the top of your screen, and you see that your X coordinate, just so we make sure, your X coordinate is 25,400, and your Y coordinate is 14,000. So how are we going to use these two sets of coordinates to estimate how long ago the temple, our example temple, was connected to, say, the South Rim or another nearby piece of topography? Well, there's two things we need. One of them I haven't given to you yet, but in the question, it will be stated right here. So for this example question from the PDF, we are given that the rate of separation, our rate of separation is 1,000 meters per million years. So every million years, our temple and our topography get 1,000 meters farther apart. The second thing we need is this distance right here. And the easiest way to do that is just the Pythagorean theorem. So we can get those distances. We know our Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c squared is our hypotenuse, or this distance right here. But we can also, using these coordinates, find what our A distance is and what our B distance is to find our C distance, which is the distance between these 2 points. So let's do that. So you'll notice that we have our X coordinate here and our X coordinate here. These are different, and we can use the difference between this X coordinate and this X coordinate to find out what our change in X, or say our A distance, is. So our lateral distance between this point and this point. And we can do that by just finding the difference between them or subtracting them. So we're going to do 25,400 minus, 25,408 minus 25,300. And that's just 108 meters. And we can do the same thing with our y distance. So the difference between this y coordinate and this y coordinate is just 14,280 minus 14,000, which means our b distance is going to be 280 meters. Now you can solve this by hand, which I'm going to do here, but there's also a Pythagorean theorem calculator on Google, which is very helpful if you get a bit queasy seeing some of these numbers. So to find our c, we're just going to do exactly what the equation says. So 108 squared plus 280 squared equals c squared. So that means c equals the square root of 108 squared plus 280 squared, which is right about 300 meters. In reality, this equals 300.11 meters, but in terms of landscape scale change, it's okay if we round that 0.11 down to a nice even 300 meters. Now, we have this distance right here, and we have our rate of separation. So now we can calculate how long ago, in terms of years, this used to be connected to this. And the way we do that is we take our known distance, our 300 meters, and we divide that by our known rate of separation. 1,000 meters per million years. So we can see that our meters cancel and we're left with millions of years. And because this is a denominator inside a denominator, we can actually take that up to the top up here. And we have 300 MA over 1,000, and that equals 0.3 million years. And 0.3 million years is just 300,000, because 300,000 divided by 1 million is 0.3, so 300,000 years. And that's our answer. So from these, we know that our answer is C, 300,000 years. You should be able to see that our 300 years and our 3,000 years shouldn't really make sense in this context, because from what we've learned about the Grand Canyon, these sorts of landscape scale or really big changes take a very, very long time. So it wouldn't make sense that such a great distance of 300 meters would change in 300 years or even 3,000 years. 3 million years maybe, but not for this distance. So we went through and we did the math, and we determined that 300,000 years ago, our temple was connected to our south rim.